As I am progressing through Post A Realm Reborn, we are basically taking up the mantle of an anti-primal beatdown squad, fighting everything from Moogles to giant evil sea nope ropes and everything in between. But that has nothing on the politics and the deceptions of everything that is happening in the background. And honestly, this is why you should never trust a Lalafell in Final Fantasy XIV. At least mostly. Here is what happened. This is also a recap of the MSQ patch 2.2, so as such there are some mild spoilers ahead. We pick up this leg of the journey in the Rising Stones, where we have a new quest, and there is a massive amount of crystals, Aether crystals, missing again, as always, and of course this has Primal written all over it. So we head off to Horizon to talk to this Falafel who was a part of the Brass Blades. Also, look how adorable his blush marks are. Hilarious. Thancred then shows up from his latest girl meetup and informs us that the Amalja definitely don't have anything to do with it. So now we need to talk to Orangutan, but he says that there's an urgent meeting with a new woman. And of course, Thancred immediately asks, but was she hot though? We get this cutscene of a lady covered in purple robes and a completely covered face. She asks to be taken to your leader. Back at Horizon, Falafel says the reason that nobody has found the crystals, or the thieves have eluded their grasps, is because there is a traitor in their midst. Another traitor in Ul'dah. This is becoming a very well overdone theme. Well, now we need to go and wait for the thieves to attack. And they do, but they're actually Ravagers. Like Ravagers from Limsa Lominsa, the pirates. Oh, this is interesting. Much like a bowl of dry gravy, the plot thickens. We also get to see Y'shtola in her summer clothes. How adorable is this hat? Look at the little ears. Well, we confirm that they are sea wolves from Lanolska, and oh boy, this is going to be intense. Felupe had identified the traitor, but the traitor broke free of the class that held him and got away. They confirmed that he was a sea wolf, one of the pirates from Limsa Lominsa. Well, Alfie calls us back to the Waking Sands because now we have another issue called the Mother of Exile. We pray return to the Waking Sands, and apparently a band of Domens have arrived and they would like to speak to the Sultana. They escaped the Garlic Bread Empire and are seeking asylum here in Eorzea. Well, we take this opportunity to get a better idea of the situation over there before offering the olive branch to them. And also, I see this absolute Chad right here in his Sigma armor. Awesome. Untouchable. We get to Ul'dah, where Bartholomew, who looks like he's about 12, honestly, turns away the masked stranger and says, hey, we have enough problems that we're dealing with. And she turns around and she has a dragon scale tail. Well, now, this is new. Well, Alfie does his best pickup lines to be able to convince her to have a cup of coffee with him, which saying that for a 16-year-old who's mostly a whiny punk that's pretty convincing. Good job, buddy. We find out that this lady's name is Yugiri, and she is seeking sanctuary. Apparently, the War of Succession has started in Garlemald, and their home city was burnt like a gas station hot dog. They took that time to flee to Eorzea. Alfie says he'll try his best to get the Flame General to listen. Gafdad is just standing in the backgrounds for moral support. Yugiri tries to get us to give them supplies, so we go and talk to Momodi, who is more than happy to help. Momodi confirmed best girl. Well, we go out to talk to some of these people to get some supplies, and merchants are reluctantly able to agree. They weren't going to do it until I dropped Momodi's name, so, she's got some sway there. Well, we tell Yugiri it's all good in the hood, and Alfie strolls in from his tea and biscuits to inform us that the audience with the Syndicate and the Sultana are a go. But the problem is that the Syndicate are basically just assholes, all of them. Well, Yugiri says that they don't want free things, and they are willing to work. This angry mustache guy, Teleji Adeleji, or Teleji allegedly, who is just a terrible for anyone who has any pronunciation issues. Like this is a jerk of a name. He thinks that it's a good idea. Lolorito, another angry Lalafell, says that the law is the law and they cannot choose to help the Domans and not help the Alamegans or the Calamity Sufferers. I don't like his 70s Kung Fu Master mustache here, but he does have a good point. They bicker back and forth and it comes down to a vote, but the Syndicate says that, hey, they're not going to help the Domans and they leave them to their own devices. Then everyone basically leaves except for Teleji, Raubon, and the Sultana. They say, hey, sorry, it do be like that sometimes. Tough luck. Well, we go and rush off to talk to Raubon, and he says, hey, sorry, we tried, but it isn't going to work. You're going to have to go somewhere else. Alfie comes up with a great idea. How about the refugees come to more donuts and work the frontier lands? They have to bring coffee as well. Basically what they suggested to the syndicate, but with more pastries. Taleji allegedly was here, and I'm just distrustful of Lalafells who have mustaches. Just gonna call it. Well, we talked to Modi to talk logistics, and of course Taleji shows up to just help out. Again, distrustful. He doesn't do anything that he doesn't stand to gain money from. I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like his height. So we pray return to the Waking Sands to help escort the Domans to Revenant's Toll, which, like, not to put too much effort into how great the Warrior Light is, but I'm basically being the PR rep for the Scions. That's all I'm doing, is just going around doing that. Like, Alfie is just throwing me in front of everyone, and it's like, here's our star. Well, he's a terrible agent.
I a joke to you.
And I eventually get back to Vesper Bay, but I need to play hide and seek with some kids first. You better not shout, you better not cry, you better watch out. No, seriously, you better watch out. You better watch out. But we find all the children of the Corn, and now we must lead them on the way to more donuts. Things are going smoothly, and everything's fine, except for a wandering eye that appears out of nothing to murder us. It's like very oddly specific for something like that to come and kill us. I don't know. I don't design these. I finish up here after clearing the way, and I go and talk to the caravan, and then I'm assaulted by 21 questions from these kids. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm lying through my mustache with most of these answers to these kids. I'm not the best role model for what you guys are going through. Like, I'm really not. Well, they go on their way, and now here is Alfie back at the quicksand just to say, hey, now we get to go to more donuts. That was pointless. Like, we have the little conch shell thing in our ear. Like, he could have called me, just said, hey, meet me at more donuts. Nope. Anyway, well, we keep on to this Scion welcome party to introduce literally everyone to the Domans. Nobody yet has asked about the tail, which is odd. Like, not a single person. I feel like that's a topic of conversation. And anyway, now we introduce them to Minfilia, and she says, welcome, but what about the crystals? Well, Yashola points out that the crystals are on their way back to Vilbrand, to a Sahagan camp, who are apparently going to try to summon Leviathan, a really big fish. Basically, now we are in a race against time to stop the Sahagan from summoning said really big fish. Well, we decide that we should probably go and talk to the Pirate Queen lady to deal with this, so here we go to Laminsa. The Scooby-Doo gang arrives to chat with Meryl Webb, and apparently they were tracking the crystals, but they didn't expect the Sea Reaver Inquisition bringing in crystals from across the sea to Thanlayan. Well, now we have to stop Leviathan from appearing, yay! They send some scouts to the Fishman's hideout, but they haven't heard anything. I guarantee you, they're dead. Well, luckily, there are some of them who are not dead, just dying.
But did you die?
Well, I lied. Some of them did die too. Anyway, this is just abysmal. Well, we get back to talk to Falk Brita, and she's like, I'm sorry, what happened? And I pull out some corpses from my pocket. Meryl Webb shows up and is like, if we attack them directly, we would certainly die. So how about we do it gently? We start attacking them with nameless NPCs who doesn't matter if they die or not, and the main characters sneak around the back and take out the fishman who's trying to summon Leviathan. Let's go, teamwork! I'm not making this up, look this up if you guys don't believe me. So I sliced through the entirety of this camp, and I don't know why this was going to be a huge issue. I literally killed like 15 Sahagan in about like 10 minutes. But oh no, we are now surrounded, and in comes flying Thancred and Yugiri with some all-time ninja action. Also, there's so many like sexual undertones while they're flipping around and dancing around. I mean, Thancred doesn't look like he discriminates, so you know what? Hey, good for you guys. Y'shtola and I charge the Elder, but then we are surrounded again until someone shows up and shoots everyone. In comes motherfucking Meryl Webb with her dual pistols. Oh, the fish people are jumping out of the water to attack her? Nope, ices a couple more. Well, then Meryl Webb says, nope, I'm not up for this. And she shoots the Fishman Elder, dropping him cold. Well, he turns into an echo blob thingy and literally possesses another fish guy to become the Elder. She says, yeah, not today, and shoots him again. And then another one is summoned. This is basically like what we're seeing for the ascians, why they are the way that they are. This goes over a few times, but then the fish people actually do it. They summon Leviathan, whose like DoorDash order must have been ready right then because he just immediately bolts off and he's gone under the water. Apparently, he wiped out the whole shipping fleet for the Admiral. And I really hate to say it, but you can't be an Admiral if you don't have a bunch of boats. Well, now we rush back to Limsa to talk about our plans, and we have to hear another tale about how the Company of Heroes dealt with Leviathan once before. And maybe they can do it again, right? Well, the pirate Dr. Robotnik here suggests that we get a bunch of corrupt crystals and strap them to 2 ships to save the world by killing the giant sea serpent. Caffeinated Dad knows not of the logistics of what was just decided, but he knows that he must kill again. Well, in bursts this Storm officer who says that they found someone who has defeated the Leviathan before and they've stepped forward. We need to go and talk to him ASAP and find out what he knows. Should be great. We show up to this GD mill and I know exactly who it is. It's Tractor Tire, this giant asshat of a man. God, this dude, and he never wears pants. Why doesn't he wear pants? I hate this guy. I hate this guy so much. And then he calls it Leviabetes, not Leviathan. This fucking dude. Well, in walks Calf Dad, and this dude immediately panics, literally crying and shitting his pants. That's actually what the text said. I'm not making that up. That is exactly verbatim what it said. This is a massive waste of time. So we get back ready to ride into the heart of the whirl. Well, the whole gang's here to wish me well, but none of them ever join me. It's always just Caffeinated Dad on his own. Into the whirl we go. That's a different fight. Well, this ship is towing a massive platform out of the water, and literally Leviathan is just standing there or floating here in the water. Like, no stress, just like, haha, I've been waiting for you. The reason we have to go out there is because he's not coming onto the shoreline. He's just summoning massive waves and he's going to drown the whole world, basically, just by staying out into the water. Well, they give the nod and the ship cuts us loose and then sails off. Nobody ever wants to help. Calf Dad is sad, man. Well, here comes another slapper of a song, and we get a full look at Leviathan. This dude is huge. And here goes the fight. I start getting slapped around like a pack of rice at the grocery store, but I'm trying my best to stay up. And this fight is actually pretty interesting. Like, one tank has to tank the head, and then the other has to tank the tail, and there's some ads, and you got to fire up the crystals the right way. It was pretty cool. I didn't have to do any of the work. Basically, I just tank and spanked. Well, we get him to 50%, and now it is time to rock. The music starts picking up tenfold. And the fight goes wild. Tons and tons of massive AoEs. The platform's flipping all over the place. There's a few times where I'm like, oh, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. We're getting wrecked by this dude, but it's all right. And we end up finishing him off. And down goes the Sneaky Snek. Back at Laminsa, we save the city again. And Meryl Webb is like, hey, thanks. And Yugiri's like, hey, you're such a cool hero. I want to hang out with you. Yugiri also says that she should talk to Thancred because apparently he runs the Rogues Guild in these parts. And Thancred is trying his best to be humble. Y'shtola straight up calls him a lowlife, a kind of thief, until Granddaddy Louie took him in, and now he's like super duper embarrassed. Meryl Webb is ready to send us supplies to more donuts, and then we get another cutscene of Y'shtola and Meryl Street talking about how Lominsans are being too territorial and pissing off the beast tribes and summoning primals. But Meryl Webb then hits Y'shtola with, should we just die though? She says, I have a job, and it's to keep this ship floating. Y'shtola makes some angry cat noises and then walks out. Meryl Webb says that she's got to do what she's got to do, and I kind of understand it. You know, she has all those people to take care of. Well, we get back to Memphilia, and she's like, hey, if we could kill the fishy ghost, then probably we can kill some ascians. In walks Uber Danger, and who says that the school of Baldesium was laid waste completely, and it's gone. There's nothing left. Another cutscene shows us the syndicate all talking business at the table, and then everyone adjourns, leaving all but Teleji Adeleji, who's sitting in the dark, looking like he's plotting. In walks a servant. He questions what they are trying to do, and then Telly says, revolution. Which, I'm just saying, the title makes sense here. You can't trust a Lalafell with a mustache, let alone just don't trust Lalafells. I do not need sleep. I need answers. All right, so I really like the introduction to Yugiri here, and I'm just venturing a guess that she's an all rock. Just given by the tail, how the armor kind of looks, I'm guessing, venturing a guess. But she's also a super badass ninja, which is apparently on par with the Lady Slayer Thancred. After talking to all the people across Eorzea and even a Tractor Tire, we did actually have to fight another primal, which this one was really just going to flood the whole damn world and say, F you, I'm done with all of y'all. I love the fight. It was so damn good for so many damn good reasons. It was such a cool fight. I also felt like it was kind of convenient that we had a quick answer. Like, I know it's the story and it's a bit of plot armor, but come on, the Storm Marshal was like, he was waiting his whole life for this moment where he could have the corrupted crystals and then go in. Regardless, the build up to the fight actually wasn't all that bad. It wasn't as long as like the build up to Titan. Well, Teleji is up to something, and it's eating me alive trying to understand what he's going to do, because as Alfie said, he doesn't do anything he doesn't stand to profit from. And I'm just saying, I don't trust the Syndicate. There's something up with them, and I feel like they're going to betray us. They're going to have to betray us. Well, now we have more shenanigans to deal with, ascians, evil Lalafells, and I'm sure there's another primal or two squeezed in there. Let's go. If you want to watch me live, I stream Mondays and Fridays at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and currently I'm working my way through Heavensward. Come by if you'd like. If you want to see the moment Final Fantasy XIV became a great MMORPG to me, click this video here. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.